What I'll be teaching you today is very important and very strategical, because a lot of people are finding this difficult because they are kind of asking, what are the right mixing level before mastering? What kind of volume level should I give my mix before I can send it into mastering? And at times this challenge has become so hectic to some producers or to some mixing engineers or to some people that after they've mixed finish, they'll discover that they will still have more headroom and making it not mastered the way they wanted it. Okay, welcome back to another tutorial. My name is Jackson Jacobit. This is music production guide. In case you are coming across this channel for the first time, please kindly subscribe, click the notification bell so you'll be the first to receive our content once we upload, because we do upload every Mondays and every Fridays. Without wasting time, let's dive straight into the tutorial for today. So today I'll be giving you a very simple and straight tips or strategies that you're going to be using to achieve the right mixing volume before you can send your song for mastering. I'll be using these jobs right here to illustrate the mixing levels I want to train. This is Adobe Audition CS5, and let's assume this is the mix down that you have already mixed and you are getting it ready or set for mastering. I'm not playing these jobs right here because I don't have the copyright, but I'll be using the image illustrations to practically show you the mixing level you will be looking after. Then once you have that, and you'll be sure that okay, you are ready for your mixing and mastering. So these are the files, the different files I'll be using to illustrate stuff like this. So I'll be interpreting these wave illustrations and tell you some few stuff about it, and then you should know. You see, let's assume this is your mix and you wanted to send it in for your mastering, and you want to know, is this mixing level okay or not? You first of all check this image. Looking at this particular image right here, you discover that a lot of stops are not well treated. So once you keep seeing all this punch peak, you know, in your wave representation, that shows that the mix down is not well compressed, and that even if you send it into mastering section, then it will not get engaged the proper way because the tracks that you want to master is nowhere compressed. So the first thing you have to be doing if you have such image like this is first of all go down and see how you can practically compress this mix so that you can achieve exactly what you wanted. So that is for this representation right here, and the next is something like this. Let's assume you have stuff like this and you discover that the song has not yet been compressed the way. As you can see, the punches are already showing, and some part in this mix job don't have enough headroom. And because if you don't have enough headroom, if you master this particular project like this, you discover that this higher part that has a higher headroom is going to be more higher. Then reaching at this point right here, you discover that the volume come or steps low a bit. So you won't want to master songs that at some point in time the volume comes up and drops drastically at some point in time. Doing a good compressor is going to engage this volume to some extent that so there won't be issues in balancing the part that has low volume. So if you actually use the strategies very well on your compressor, you discover that the volume of the higher part will not be much than the volume of the lesser part. Not that, you know, the distance, the volume of the lesser part right here is too low to compare the volume of the higher part. So once you do your compressor perfectly well, you see that all this volume will be engaged. There are other strategies that you can use to do that. You can as well go to the higher part and gain it a little bit. Your amplitude, you can gain it a little bit down. Then once you gain it a little bit down, and you again descend the other parts down, and all the parts that are more lesser, you can bring it up. You can bring it up to some point. You can raise it up so that it can come up to some extent. And once you do that, you see that the wave level of the mist down will be in such a way that it will be kind of equal, but not that mostly equal. When you compress properly, you see that the peak becomes uniform. And when you master, there will be headroom, much headroom to assimilate your mastering loudness or something like that. So in case you have such stuff like this, it tells you that it is a well mastered song, because at some point in time you see there's still a little bit of headroom showing right here, but the total output volume is gonna tell you that this song is mastered. So anywhere, even if you play this song somewhere, in a low stereo speaker, in a high big speaker, you see that the volume are still standing out. In case you just did your mastering and ready to send it, and you have such thing like this, then you know that you can boost this particular project. Although you can still master it a little bit, like put a little bit dB, but it's not gonna be exceeding like about 2 dB up. But for you to be in a safe side, is not a good recommendation for you to still master this particular project, because it have reached that spot whereby the headroom is setting. And if you discover, you see that it's all the way up, and it's not a good practice if you have a mix down like this and still want to master it. So the next is something like this. This shows that there's still some little bit of headroom, and it shows that the song is well mastered, because once you are here seeing this slight headrooms, this small space or gaps right here, it shows that there's a breadth, there's some headrooms, but sometimes if you discover that it's too loud like this, let's assume it's too loud like this, you see, I want to show you this presentation, and someone asks you to master this particular project. You're not seeing anything. You are not actually seeing anything. Every wave is being covered by all of these. So even if you try to master this, it will still come down to result into your distortion, and you don't want it to achieve that. So in such if I receive such project like this for someone, okay, master this, and I would try to tell the person to go down to the stereo outputs and do some balancings for us to have a headroom just like this, so that even if I have to boost up this after I'm done doing my compressors and all of that, I'll still have a bit of headroom. Just like, for instance, if they gave me this particular project for me to master, I'll be mastering the outputs not more than 2 dB. Anything above 2 dB is gonna turn into distortion. So that is just for this particular project. The next image representation I want to show you is very technical and strategical somehow. Why? Is because at the beginning of the mix, it seems like the wave has a much of compressors, it has compressors, and coming to some point in the high or the ending of the song, you discover that the much engagement started happening at this ending, and this is the high peak. And you see, it shows that this particular song still have even if I should send it, you still have headroom. You can still do your loudness and achieve it like about +4 is gonna be okay, +4 dB is gonna be okay. And even if you master this, you discover that this particular spot that is low is still gonna be coming up to meet up with the other one, but not that up. With your eyes and your interpretation of the image you're seeing, you can know where to raise up and all of that. So that is just for now. There are so many image representation, but once you understand the strategies that I just showed you right here, then you'll be able to know the particular or the right mixing level for you to anticipate before you can start mastering. I know you guys will be like, okay, which particular mixing level volume is gonna be okay, or are you gonna recommend for us before we start up mastering? The general mixing level output based on your MV meter is gonna be -4, -6 is gonna be okay for your mastering. No, maybe after you're done with your mixing and mastering, and you needed to know what level of output volume will I should be looking at for. Then when I will know, okay, this volume is gonna be okay. Then I'm set for mastering. Then you'll be looking towards -4, -3, and that will be okay. So that once you boost up your loudness volume on your mastering, you still have a headroom to assimilate that. And please try every possible to understand the power of your compressor. Check the wave and see if it is punchy, and if it is punchy, try to run a good compressor on the wave before sending it for mastering. If this video has been helpful, please drop some comment down below on the comment section and give us a like on the like button, and I appreciate that. So in case you forgot to subscribe and you find this tutorial interesting and you want to be part of this community, please kindly subscribe, click on the notification bell so you'll be the first to get notified once I upload a new brand video. It's totally free, and I'm right here to train you and make sure that you become more better in your music production. So I still remain your humble producer, Jackson. Remain blessed and see you next time.